Hey, have you watched the anime Angel Beats? It's about a group of dead people trying to lure God out from wherever he is and make him pay for giving them an unfair life. So what does this anime have to do with peace? Well, later on in the series, Otonashi says to Kanari that he wants his friends to feel at peace as he did. So I thought why not break down his recipe for attaining inner peace, and I found 4 factors which I believe would enable one to attain inner peace. So here we go. Number 1 is having a purpose. If you are going to live in this world, what would it be for? We all know that following our dreams and passion will make us feel happy and peaceful. So, how do you find your dreams? How do you find what you're passionate about? It's pretty simple. All you have to do is ask yourself some question like we asked earlier. If you can't find a direct answer, try asking what you would not live for and what you would hate, and then narrow down to what you would live for, narrow down to your purpose. Or you can contemplate your death. Visualize yourself in the deathbed and see whether you are satisfied with the life you're living. If you are not living a purposeful life, chances are you will feel empty and dissatisfied. And that might be because you've been living a life which someone else framed for you. If you never have the freedom to do things your way, in the end you will regret it. That is to say, you'll feel the same way as the rest of the Battlefront members. Now ask yourself, what would I want to be when I die? As Stephen Covey says, begin with the end in mind. See what you want to be at the end of your life and work on it. Finding your purpose and being in alignment with it is something that is crucial for attaining inner peace. As we can see, Otonashi's purpose was to be helpful to others and gain their gratitude. But before he realized his purpose, he was living a secluded life. He was living just because he was already alive. His only goal was to survive until tomorrow, but as soon as he realized his purpose, he took massive actions to attain what he wanted. As soon as he did that, his life was no longer a drag to him. His decision to lead a purposeful life led him to donate his organs at the time of his death, and that made him happy and peaceful in the afterlife. Okay, let me make myself clear. I'm not saying that you will attain peace when you die by fulfilling your purpose. What I'm trying to say here is that even the process of fulfilling your purpose will give you great joy and inner peace. In Otonashi's case, he died after signing up for donating his organs, and so he felt happiness in the afterlife. Don't waste your time living a life which was laid down to you by others. Find your purpose, find your true purpose, and live an authentic life. And that's why point number 2 is to be authentic. It is human nature to hide their true identity so that they can be a part of a society. We do everything and anything we can to please others. We say yes when we actually want to say no. We keep our dreams and ideas to ourselves because they seem crazy. We always care about what other people will think about us. We mask our uniqueness by playing the role of an ordinary person. But Otonashi, on the other hand, does not judge himself from the eyes of the others. He does what he wants and says what he wants.
You were supposed to think up a new name for Not Yet Dead Battlefront.
Screw you, Battlefront. You're Otonashi, ain't ya? I haven't accepted you as one of us. I don't care if you accept me.
When he felt the need to change, he didn't bother the verification of others. But in real life, most of us seek the approval of people around us to change ourselves. We value our identity like nothing else. So when we want to upgrade our identity, we always care what other people would think about it. This creates an unrest in the mind. It is like being in an invisible straitjacket. You can't do whatever you want to do because your ego loves your identity so bad. So we have to realize that life is all about expansion. The change is the only constant in life, and you are the one responsible for your change and not the people around you. So love yourself enough to show your true identity. Remember that it is always important to be your authentic self no matter what the situation is. And number 3 is change in perspective. Sometimes all it takes to be peaceful is to have a change in perspective. We have to be positive and optimistic about our life. When we are optimistic, it is easy to see the positive things that happen to us. Most of the time, we overlook the good things that happen to us just because our focus is on the bad things that happen to us. Here's a quote from Code Geass regarding happiness. Happiness is like glass because one does not notice it normally. However, it is actually there. As proof, if you change the angle and you look at it, The glass will reflect light. It will state its presence and existence more eloquently than any other thing in this world. So when you are having a hard time, be humorous about it and look at the bright side. Remember that we grow and lead through hardships. Remember that there's nothing such as good or bad in our world. Those are part of cognitive world, which in Lakiani calls it as culturescape. Everything in the culturescape is relative truth, and so you are the one who have to choose whether to keep those ideas such as good or bad or to trash them. You have to choose where to use them. So having that in mind, be happy with what you have and what you are, because that's what it means to be peaceful. And number 4 is letting go. Okay, this does not have anything to do with Otonashi, and I do realize that I said Otonashi's recipe for attaining inner peace, but it does have something to do with the Battlefront members, so I included this. You can see that the members of the Battlefront hold on to their past. They are not ready to accept their fates. They are angry with God for giving them an unfair life, and this keeps them away from attaining inner peace. Holding on to emotions like anger, grudge, and resentment will only bog us down. Here is a quote regarding this. If you want to fly, you have to give up what holds you down. Emotions are like compass that helps us to understand ourselves. But holding on to a negative emotion will only increase the negative feeling. It will only increase the suffering. So focus on your positive and empowering feelings, because whatever you focus on grows. If you focus on your positive feelings, you will feel positive in the future, and if you focus on the negative feeling, you will feel negative in the future. Remember that you have to be happy in the now to be happy in the future. So let go of the anger, the rage, the resentment, the disappointment, and everything that does not serve you. Studies have also shown that forgiving people tend to be more happy as their alpha wave production is high, and alpha wave is associated with love, happiness, peacefulness, creativity, etc. You can release those negative emotions by practicing forgiveness meditation, and you can start living a peaceful and elevated life.